now for our presentation proper. Let's start with a super broker. So Karen, Robert, and Larry, may I invite you to the conference room?
We were asked to create a strategic marketing and sales kit for challenge number 1 to feature the different multi-list properties. So even before making the sales kit, we divided the work and tried to understand these different properties. Sir Robert went to Baliwag, Bulacan to check on the property there. I went to a different site because it's really important to understand the listing very well before we can sell it. So the strategic marketing plan involves creating a SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for get the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat of each property. Because for me, creating the strategic marketing plan is about attracting the buyer to come to you rather than you coming to them. But what we presented for our Super Brokers team is a SWOT analysis for each property, and we put it together with the data points. First and foremost, the due diligence that is required to understand each property is really important. It starts with the broker. Before you market the property and get presented to the client, it has to be the right information. Pricing strategy is something that I'm currently negotiating with the different sellers of the properties. The pricing strategy allows us to handle negotiation. Some buyers want to buy in cash, or they will do it via bank financing. In pre-qualifying a buyer, you have to understand how much down payment do they already have and how much monthly amortization they can afford. I'd like to invite everybody to join and be a member of our Facebook page. You can search for Philippine Realty TV Brokers, and if you click on the photos, you will see folders of the different multi-list properties. So I hope we get a lot of brokers, agents, and eventually buyers to like our page. That's all. Thank you.
So first thing I did was to tackle the market, with the property given us. I had to create our team. That was the reason of the Philippine Realty Brokers that we created. Introduced also my partners. And together with that website, we did now all the necessary flyers and necessary information on each property. Some of these properties requires OFWs. We reactivated the OFW property website. So far, we've got 3 inquiries on this, and so we're filling it in with information on that OFWs need to know. My website is Robert G. Sarmiento. So these are the different properties that were posted in robertgsarmiento.org. And we also have a Viber group. I did a Viber group of all brokers. Then, of course, we still continue to do our Manila Bulletin ads. The calls aren't as much anymore as they used to. But nevertheless, your presence has to be felt.
I think the presentations of the other team are pretty good, and it's good to witness their presentation because I learned a lot of things, how they do, how they execute, how they think. That's gonna get me a long way.
Let me illustrate through the projects that Victor passed on to me, and I'll speak about the 4 projects that he designed a marketing kit for. The marketing kit is actually two-edged. One, it can be shown online, but the other is you can take that online system and then transfer it into analog. In other words, we can send out flyers for face-to-face meetings, or we can send the flyers out to targeted clients. The challenge is, in real estate, as you know, it's just the bride meeting the right groom. The seller of a property meeting that buyer, and you get a match. And that's the key. And all of the work in marketing is how do we get that proper match between the bride and the groom that will fall in love with each other and enjoy the property until, of course, they decide to go on to the next level. There are 4 things that I like to keep in mind, and I'm happy to share when we do this. We call it the 4 Ps. How do we position? How do we package? How do we promote? And who do we partner with? Once we've got that properly positioned by taking excellent pictures, sometimes a slideshow, sometimes, if we can, in the future, movies, through iPhones. So in other words, we try to save the energy and the effort by already rifling in on what the criteria is that the person's looking for. The promoting, we do it the old way and we do it the new way. The old way, of course, as I said, is the analog way, the flyers. We put the yard signs right in the house, and that already drives phone calls. Just listening to the competitors, partners, team members, super brokers here has been a great learning experience in many of these areas.
I'm very proud to be part of this superstar brokers group. I'm learning a lot from them. They have been very successful in their careers, and you have a peek as to why. They have very sharp insights, very good networks, and I know I will be able to do much better business by being part of this group.